All right, I wanted to talk about 3D printing on fabric. Now, this isn't your regular fabric. This is mesh or netting type fabric. This is the one that everybody uses. It's called Tulle, Tulle. Um, it's a very sheer fabric. I don't even know if you can see that on there. Um, Very fine mesh, and most often when you find it, it's made of nylon. The positives of this is that this can be purchased in many colors and different widths. So they make it in white, black, blues, reds, greens, each about everything. They even make it in multicolor. Okay. Um, so the negatives is that it's not extremely strong. You can, of course, I'm holding the phone here, but you can tear this with your fingers. So I wanted to see what I could find that might be stronger. Um, this was a disaster. This is bug netting for plants. This is the stuff that you throw over your bushes, or you can use a PVC pipe in a half circle shape to make a sort of small covering for your garden and things like that. This is made of polyethylene, and its problem is that it tears. You see, this here, this is my test print, and this was me pulling it off the bed without really properly releasing it, and it just tore apart. So this stuff is just fragile after printing. It's not very fragile on its own. So I think that wherever the hot end touched it, or wherever the hot plastic touched it, it sort of melted it. You can see there it's coming apart. Yeah, this is again hard to do with holding the camera, but I can just rip that apart. So that's not good. So this is out. This was nice and cheap too, so that would have been a nice thing to do. Now, this, all this stuff kind of sticks to itself. This stuff here, this is the Tulle. Hoping you can see this. It stretches a lot in both directions, so it can be hard to get right over your print, and the larger the print, the harder it is. And this print here, let's see if I can show you, right here in this corner, you see that extra bit of white there? That's an overlap. That's where the material overlapped itself. It is stronger though than this stuff by quite a bit. This stuff on its own is very strong, but when you print on it, it's extra weak. So I have one more. This one is also very strong, but it's strong even after printing. And it's a ultra fine mesh. You probably can't even see the holes in it. This is silkscreen material. It's made of polyester, which of course is much more temperature stable than polyethylene. So it didn't have an issue. In fact, you can see a little bit of stretch marks on the plastic right there. That's because I stretched this and tried to break it and couldn't. The downside to this one is it's more visible, if that's an issue for you. than this. Obviously, this is almost translucent when you look at it. Other downside is this comes in one color only, and that's this white material here. So we got, this is bug netting, polyethylene. This is silkscreen material, which is polyester, and then tulle, which is nylon. This is often used for wedding veils and things like that. It's a decorative material. So, you know, in some ways, this may be desirable if you were going to hang this on the wall, especially on white. It basically disappears over white, and so it can have a translucent effect, where this is going to still look somewhat opaque. But this one is very, very strong. Of course, these are all nice and flexible. So, how do you print this? Well, what you do is you take your design and you have it so that it pauses after 1 or 2 layers. I've been doing just 1 layer. So it prints 1 layer. Then you take your design, or I mean your fabric, whatever it is, and you lay it over it. And then what I've been using is neodymium magnets, and I'll place the magnets all the way around it. And then you have to make sure that it's stretched tight and flat. With this one, that's nice and easy because it doesn't really stretch. It stretches on the bias, so corner to corner, it stretches a little bit. But up and down and left and right, it doesn't stretch hardly at all. Where this stretches in all directions, so this can be a little harder to lay down without getting it to overlap itself, just because of that. But I don't know. This is going to be good. The tulle is going to be good for some things. But if you need strength, this might be a good alternative. Again, the only issue is that this is more opaque. Now this stuff is available in different meshes, and this is a 110 mesh. But I don't know if you could get it to be any more translucent looking like this is, because you'll never find it with this wide of a hole in it, but you might be able to get it with a wider hole in it than this. So not sure, but anyways, I forgot to finish this. You put the magnets around it once you print the first layer and pause it. Then you just continue the print, and that's it. And it prints through the fabric. Basically, it pushes the plastic through and joins the first layer of the print, and therefore it's mechanically attached to this. It's not like it's melted to this, but rather the plastic goes through the holes and into it. That's what I wasn't sure if it would work on this or not, because the holes are quite small, but it seems to be attached quite well. And so I haven't been able, this is all I've done with this material so far, it's just this test piece. But it seems to be very, very good mechanically. Now, because this lays out nice and flat as well, this stuff here tends to kind of want to go all over the place, though not as badly as this netting material. This netting material is like really weird, and it has like creases in it, even though it comes like this in flat sheets, but it's all creased, and it's hard to lay down flat. It wants to stretch all over the place and and everything. So this is the easiest application and the strongest application. But this may be better if you're wanting a more translucent background, or if you want to use a color as a background like black or red or green or blue or something like that. So those are some options. I'm still experimenting. I've already made a bunch of coasters for sale out of this material, out of some designs that I have that now flex like a little honeycomb patterns and stuff. Real cool. But anyway, I hope you liked the video. I'm going to keep experimenting, and if I come up with anything more interesting, I'll post another video. So if you like this, please subscribe and hit the like button. Helps me out a lot, and I'll see you in the next video.